The timing of it is perfect for me, especially with the era that we live in. Knowing that music, is treasured more than it used to be. I'm grateful that it came out the way it did at the time it did.
Cause I can fuck your bitch and fuck your mom and auntie. Yeah. Your girl's a 5, but your mom is a dime piece. And your auntie, her name is Miss Connie. I got one Glock, his name Clyde, the other one.
So I started making the melody early 2018 while working on a pack for Uzi. I don't think at that time I was in touch with Uzi, but I was in touch with Oogie, man.
I met Mario like around like 2018. At that time, I was recording with Uzi like every day because he was in Philly, so we was just recording a lot. And then I hit him up to send me a pack, and then Myron was in the pack. It's originally called Heartburn.
So when I first started working on the melody for Myron, the first thing I did was the intro that you hear at the beginning of the song, and it was a synth that I arpeggiated. So I basically just went inside the plugin and added an arpeggio to what chords I played, and that became the intro to the song. I feel like it was different for Uzi, but still in the lane of shit that he's done. I made the whole melody with electronics. I used the same sound from the intro, the same arpeggio, and I layered it with this program called Hive. It's very untraditional in the sense of doing trap music and hip hop, but if you're like me and you like to use weird sounds, this is probably a good plugin for you. This sound was very bouncy, and it was almost like a stab instead of like this long drawn out sound. So I wanted it to feel bouncy. I needed that bounce to it because the intro was already dramatic enough. So I needed the bounce to bring the energy that I know Uzi would need to rap on it. I feel like when I make melodies, I may get stuck on drums. And obviously, Oogie being close enough to Uzi to where he can tell what Uzi's gonna want. I was like, all right, let me just leave this open and let me send it to somebody who I know works with Uzi.
When you hear a melody like that, like, I don't know about other producers, but like I could hear like the drums in my head. Like I just knew like what I wanted to do before I even like started putting in the patterns on my laptop. I just knew it was a hit, so I just went crazy on it. I did the claps first. That gives me like the main rhythm. The clap is simple. The hats is when I really started dialing. I be listening to the beat. So like whatever I hear in the beat, I like try to, you know what I'm saying, match it with the hats, how I'm feeling. I don't want it just to sound like I'm just throwing rolls and doing extra stuff. I just want it to sound good for the beat, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to match the tone and like the energy that the melody gave me. Once I added the hi-hats, I moved on to the snare and my percussion. And then I did the open hat. I could have overdid it, but I didn't. I wanted to leave it simple, but like the right amount of space. After the open hat and the snare, I added the triangle. It's like a high frequency, so it stands out good. So the 808, I just went along with how the hats and the rest of the beat made me feel with the melody. It hits the right way to me. It hits hard. And it's not like overdoing the 808. It's like the right 808 for the beat. It's like a low-key a Zaytoven 808 for real. I just made the beat real quick, and it was like I didn't EQ it at first. Next thing you know, Uzi get on it, and he like put it out, a snippet like that.
I think I was at my mom's house. It's like 12 o'clock at night. I was asleep or something. And then one of my homies hit me. He was like, bro, you need to go to Uzi's Instagram and look at his page. He's like, tell me if that's your beat or not. So I went on there. I heard my tag, and then I heard Oogie's tag. I was like, oh, yeah, this is the joint that I sent Oogie like 3 months ago.
90,000, that's a lie, man. I can tell you it's the real skill.
Once you see it hit Instagram, I feel like 9 times out of 10, the artist doesn't plan on putting it out.
Super Mario hit me when the album dropped, like, yo, you gotta hit Uzi. Like, they keep hitting me to get this song out. Like, I'm like, they hitting me too. Like, the fans be DMing me. Like, you don't even know. They crazy.
After Eternal Atake came out, Uzi didn't tell us that he was getting ready to put out more music. And I think Myron only came out because fans were like requesting it on Twitter when he was making his track list for the deluxe. So he decided to add it at the last minute. We literally had to go back and readjust and change things in the beat right before we had to send it off to get mastered. Everything was already fired to me. Like, I didn't want to change anything. Everything was fired. Oogie sent it to me. I ended up changing some of the 808s, and then I ended up adding this church bell. People were so used to hearing the snippet that this church bell, I guess, changed that for them, and they were a little bit upset that I added this. Uzi had asked us prior to us sending it back to him to change some things in the beat and just make it a little bit bigger. So I'm used to using like church bells and bells to make sounds bigger, so I thought it would be a good idea. Apparently I was wrong. I apologize.
I was just happy as hell when I seen he was ready to drop that junk. Cause I knew it was gonna go crazy, cause like that's like a junk that went up without it being out.
Being a part of that project just gives me further confirmation that I'm still climbing. I'm still in this race. I'm not, what they want to call burnt out.
I don't know why, but it gave me like Glow Gang, like Chief Keef vibes. And Vert fuck with that shit. Like he fuck with Chief Keef heavy. It gave me that vibe. Like it just made me want to go crazy.